All right, we'll take up file 2020-57480. Monica Gusman and Curtis Irwin, both are here. Mr. Irwin via Zoom, and this is the date and time set for hearing in this matter. Ms. Gusman filed a motion regarding parenting time. Looking through the file, sir, I noticed you also have a bench warrant for non-payment of child support.
I am trying to do what I can right now to get child support taken care of. I just ended up jumping through hoops for the past 3 months trying to purchase my trailer. I now own my trailer. That way my daughter has a permanent living stable home that she can live in. I've been working on trying to catch up on my bills as well as trying to find a job that will.
All right, well, we'll take that up in a minute. I'm gonna have Ms. Evan get on in a bit, and oh, there she is right now. Well, let's take care of that first. Ma'am, are you okay addressing the bench warrant first?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Ms. Evans on now from front of the court. Ms. Evans, Ms. Gusman, the plaintiff, had filed a motion regarding parenting time, and in reviewing the matter, it came to my attention that Mr. Irwin had a bench warrant normally before the days of Zoom, I would not have allowed someone to appear remotely if they had a bench warrant, sir, and maybe we can resolve that prior to the parenting time motion. Maybe we can, I don't know, but I'll at least let Ms. Evan present the circumstances that led to the warrant and determine if the sentence should be imposed and have you report to the jail, or if there should be some other resolution. But Ms. Evan, what's the status of the bench warrant?
Mr. Irwin has a monthly support obligation of $144 child support, $20 medical support for a total of $164 a month. Currently owes the plaintiff $1,514.21. The state $357.87. Fees $298. Total owing, including April's billing, $2,170.08. Last payment received was $20 October 13th, 2022. We received that same amount August 25th, 2022, and a $1,000 bond August 22nd, 2022. This is a fail to comply issued February 8th, 2023. It's a 90-day jail sentence or a $1,400 cash bond.
All right, and did Mr. Irwin show up for the show cause that set the wheels in motion for the bench warrant?
I did not, sir, because at that time I did not have a mailbox or a established place to receive mail. All of my mail was being returned to the places it was sent from, as in DHS, the courthouse, any place I received mail from. As soon as it was sent to my address, because I did not have a key to my box, it was sent back to the sender. I was just now able to purchase the key to my mailbox now that I own the trailer to where I could go. Now I'm able to get my mail.
So you can't have mail delivered to your residence?
For almost a year now, they would not deliver no mail to my box whatsoever. They would not let me get into the back of the box to see if there was mail there. They would not hold mail at the post office. It was all sent back to the place that was sent from. They immediately.
Ms. Evan, did notice of the show cause come back to the front of the court?
It probably did. I can look and see. We did talk January 4th about that issue.
Yes.
And I explained to you that you were going to need to, come up with a way to receive your mail and what was happening. And I explained then that he had missed the show cause hearing and was expected to make payment or the bench warrant would issue. Let's see. Yes, we got the enforcement notice after the hearing. The arrears notice and the notice of the hearing were both returned back also.
So, sir, you've known about the warrant for 2 or 3 months then?
No, I haven't known about a warrant. I haven't been able to get in mail. I just now.
That's happened in January. You must have known something was coming.
I told you it would issue.
Yes, ma'am, you did tell me that would be issued, and I've been trying to make money to pay it, but I have no job. I'm disabled, trying to get my disability back, but that's becoming a painstaking process in the means of needing to get an attorney.
Well, let me think about this for a bit. Ma'am, what led you to file the motion regarding parenting time?
Journey actually came to me about a couple months ago, asking if she could come home every night with me. Um, her words were that she didn't want to go to her dad's no more, and I told her that was not an option. That she still needed to see her dad, and her dad still needed to see her. Um, so I just kind of like blew it off. I'm like, we'll just work through it. It won't be no big deal. And then like the last month, she's just repeatedly came to me every day asking to come home.
I,
So, um,
Let her finish. I'll give you a chance to speak.
yes, sir, sorry.
so her and I sat down and we talked, and I was like, well, you really want to be able to come home with mom? I was like, we'll have to do court because dad's not just going to let you come home with me every day. Mom will have to file paperwork and it will take some time. And she was like, yeah, I want to be able to come home, which I had no issues with that anyways, because like I'm fighting with my job right now because of the hours that I'm working. I see my kids 24 hours in a week. That's it. By the time that like I have them every other weekend, and then I have them Monday mornings before they go to school after I get out of work. Um, on Mondays, I see them for an hour on Tuesday before I drop them off at school. And then Wednesdays, my current job, I work until 6 o'clock now on Wednesdays. So by the time between 6 and 7 are my hours. So then I literally only see my kids for an hour because then they go to bed by 8:30. That's bedtime, especially when it's school season and stuff. Um, so I only see them for an hour. And then Thursday I see them for an hour before school again. And then if it's Curtis's weekend, then I don't even get to see Journey again until Sunday at noon. So it's not really 50-50 because he gets her when I'm at work because 3 years later he still don't have a job. Um, so he has her while I'm at work because he don't have a job. So what's the point of paying childcare if he's not working? So she would always go to his house. Um, so I'm requesting on behalf of my 6-year-old daughter and myself that Journey be able to come home with me every night. And she wants to be, when there's no school, she wants to be able to have the option to either stay with her soon to be stepsisters, Ian and Peyton, or she also wants to be able to go to my mom's or my sister's. And that was her request.
All right, sir, what's your response to that?
She made a similar request to me, except for it was not about all of that. It was about she wanted to have her own bedroom and spend more time with her dad at home. And at my house, she has her own bedroom where she's not forced to share a bed with somebody else or to sleep in a room with two other children. She doesn't have to share or be made to share her food or snacks. She's allowed to have her toys when she wants them. She has a set schedule at my house for bedtime and wake up. And I'm not sure if this matters or not, but the 1 second, this is in cursive and I've got to try to read it. Yeah, I don't want to be a second class parent. I'm a first class parent just as well as Miss Gustman is. And I believe this should be taken in delegation and according that she's telling me that she wants to stay home with me, but she's also telling her mom she wants to stay home with her mom. She's 6 years old and is not sure of what she wants yet because she is under the mental level to grasp the concept of what her mom is trying to tell her. She tells me every time she comes to my house that she don't want to go back to her mom's house. She'll stand in the driveway crying because she don't want to go back to her mom's house. But then again, there are days where she'll get out of her mom's car crying because she don't want to come to my house. But that being said, that's only because certain days she goes to her mother's house, not my daughter, Miss Gussman, which all of her cousins are there, which means she gets to play with them. And on my days, I don't have that option for her to play with her cousins like that. So of course she's going to want to go and stay with her mother so she can play with them. But at my house, she has all the amenities she needs to be taken care of. She has heat, electricity, food. She has her clothing. She has her bed. She has a pigsty of a room because she loves to destroy it. She has everything she needs. So I'm not seeing why I am going to lose my parenting time. Not saying you're going to take it, but I'm not seeing why I should lose my parenting time and become a glorified babysitter for Miss Gusman, because the way that the custody order stands right now, this is something that she had drawn up and put into play because this is how she wanted it. That way it would match her ex-husband John Fisk's custody order with her son and him for Brody William Fisk. That way, at the same days, me and her ex-husband get our children on the same days. We have them through the same time, the exact same days. His custody arrangement is the exact same as mine. He gets Brody every day after school if Monica drops him off or if he's dropped off on the bus. On his days, he keeps him till the same time I do. She picks up Brody usually before she picks up Journey and then goes home. So I'm not understanding what the issue is if my daughter's telling me one thing and her another thing, but yet it's not an issue for her son to do the exact same thing because they have the exact same custody agreement. I don't feel it's right that I should be a glorified babysitter for her, even though I am her father. I shouldn't be treated like a babysitter, only good enough to have her while she's at work, and that's it. I don't think that's
So,
fair.
all right, ma'am, you entered into this, as a stipulation back in, April of 2021. Current, schedule. What's changed since then?
I've always
Custody or
wanted,
parenting time orders can't be modified unless it's first shown there's a change in circumstances.
I've always wanted her more.
Okay,
But-
that's not a change in circumstances. You entered an order. What's changed in the last 2 years since that order was entered that would
He
necessitate?
now lives in
the order?
Hesperia.
Sir, now I'm asking her.
Sorry, I was conversing with my mother and my girlfriend.
All right, well, you need to focus on this and not them at this point. What's
Sorry.
changed in the last 2 years?
My work schedule.
What was it 2 years ago?
I was working from 8:30 to 5. Same schedule, but I was not able to, like, I didn't have to work late nights on Wednesdays. And also my daughter coming to me crying, wanting to be able to see her mom more. Like, she's growing up. She wants her
He
mom.
says the same thing. So she tells him she wants to
I
see
can
him
bring
more.
my daughter in here and you can review with her.
6 is pretty young to talk to a child about a preference for custody of parenting.
Right, but she understands what's going on too.
She's 6.
She's 6 years old, but mentally she's way older than that. She's very
I don't know.
progressed on her
I don't know how you prove
learning.
that, but, so when you entered into this agreement, you were working the same schedule except not as late on Wednesdays?
Right.
So that's really only one day that's impacted. So what, you get the child on what, Monday and Wednesday, and he gets Tuesday and Thursday, and then you alternate weekends? So you're really not asking for a change in parenting time either. You're asking for a change in custody. You're asking to go from a joint physical custody situation with equal overnights to you having the majority of overnights. That's actually a change of custody, not a change in parenting time, okay?
Okay.
Change in parenting time would be tweaking a couple days here and there, but not changing the custodial parent. Right now, you're both considered share time equally. So I guess my next question would be, let's say I did find there was a change in circumstances since the last order. What do you intend to prove other than the child's preference in favor of your motion? You'd still have to prove by clear and convincing evidence, utilizing 12 child custody factors that it would be in her best interest to change custody. You'd have to prove, that you prevailed on most or all of those factors in order to prove by clear and convincing evidence that custody should change. What would you intend to prove other than what you've told me here today? Because it's going to take a whole lot more than that, even if there was a change in circumstances to carry that burden of proof.
Other than like wanting to see her mom more often and be able to come home every night. I mean, yeah, she has a bed at his house. She has a bed at my house too. Yeah, she has to share a bedroom. She has her own toys. She can play with her own stuff. Like, that's not an issue at all. But like, I don't know what goes on over at his house, but obviously something's going on that she's coming to me requesting to come home every night. I mean, I know there's many times I've seen him walking around playing Pokemon Go, so obviously he's not too very disabled, because like she's not, from what she's been telling me, she's not even home with him that often. She's either going to some kind of, I don't even know what it's called, like after school, what does she call that?
That would be Miss Frisbee's after-school youth program, and she's only went to that program twice with her cousin, and that was on a Christmas day for Christmas gifts passing, and another time for, it was, oh, it was on her birthday.
It's
She
more
went
than twice
over.
because she tells me when she goes.
All right.
Miss Frisbee
Again,
has a log sign and
are you
sheet.
familiar with the 12 child custody factors that I have to
No.
look at when I determine changes in custody? I mean, it comes down to the ability to provide for the child, the home environment, the family situation in each home. The child's preference is one of them, but that has to be determined whether a child will be interviewed by the court for that. There's a whole litany of things I have to look at. Like I said, even if I find that there's a significant change between 2021 and now, that only opens the door to consider your motion. You still have to prevail by providing evidence that I can plug into all those 12 child custody factors. He gets a chance to defend that. And at the end of the day, I have to make a determination on who prevails on each one. And in order to prove by clear and convincing evidence that it would be in the best interest to change custody, like I said, you'd have to prevail on most of those.
The only other
I
thing
just
that
don't
I
know,
could prove would be like the clothing wise, but the food, I mean, she's never hungry. She's always full. I know she has her own room because she shows me. She'll go in the house and she'll show me where her bedroom is or whatever. But it's just she just wants to be able to. It's not like I'm asking to change a bunch of stuff. I mean, he's still gonna have her every day after school.
But you're taking my
She
night.
just wants to be able to come home and stay with me every night and be with me every night and have more time with me.
get half the summer, right?
No,
Why not?
Yes,
I'm a working mother.
I mean,
Even through
you
the
share
summer,
the-
our schedule is the same. When I go to work, he gets her.
I just don't see, you haven't told me what you intend to prove that would sway me to believe that you could prevail by clear and convincing evidence that it's in the best interest, using those 12 child custody factors. So at this point, for that reason, the motion to be denied. Sir, I'm not taking that warrant out of lien.
that's fine.
You
I
need to
will
clear
start.
that up as quickly as possible and pay your support on a consistent and monthly basis.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna go take my
He
crossbow to the pawn
refuses,
shop
like
today.
he's hardly ever pays child support because he refuses to work.
I don't refuse to work. I have no problem with working. My problem with working is I'm disabled. And in order for
You're
me to
not
keep
disabled
this
if you're
job,
walking around White Cloud playing Pokemon Go.
your boyfriend's disabled and he fixes engines for people.
Yeah, okay.
But
And
back to
sells
what I was
vehicles.
saying. What was I saying? I'm sorry. I forgot what I was saying. I got interrupted.
I know, I heard. She needs to stay out of it. It's between you and I.
I was interrupted by you. I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember what I
No,
was
it
talking
wasn't. I
to
didn't
the
say
judge about.
anything.
I'm sorry,
right,
sir. I
well,
do not remember what I was talking about.
The issue that was up for today was the parenting time motion. That's been denied. Sir, you need to take care of that warrant and start paying your support. It's ordered.
Yes,
You can't
sir. I
pay,
have
you
a
need to file a
crossbow.
motion to address that.
And what was that?
You can't pay it for whatever reason. You need to file a motion so that can be addressed.
Yes, sir.
You haven't done that, so I expect it to be paid.
I will get on it. I will go to the pawn shop and get rid of my crossbow as soon as I'm done with you. I will try to send in everything that I get for it, and then I will file in that petition for, I don't remember what you said.
You can pay
Change.
the $1,400 bond first and foremost, or
Yes.
I could have Miss Heaven send the police over to pick you up too.
I'm aware of that. I am gonna get on it to pay it this as soon as I can. I'd rather be out of jail spending time with my daughter than in jail where she's no longer able to see me.
Okay, we're all set.